Hi, in this session we will see how to create Informatica parameter files. Informatica parameterization. Informatica parameters and variables are used to minimize hardcoding in ETL, thereby increasing flexibility, reusability, readability, and avoids rework by changing the values in Informatica ETL mapping. These parameter files are used to change the variable values which are used in the sessions or mappings. In Informatica parameter file, mainly we have two sections. One is heading section and another one is definition section. Heading section is used to identify the integration service, folder, workflow, worklet session to which the parameters or variables are applied. And in definition section, it contains the list of parameters and variables with their assigned values. Now I will create a mapping. In this mapping I will pass a variable using parameter file. This mapping is used to copy the data from source database to the target database. Here in source and target database I am using the same table, that is application type. In DB, in source database I have 6 records. In target database I do not have any records. In source we have application ID and application name, 2 columns. Application ID values are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In this mapping I am going to the source qualifier properties. In variables we do not have any mapping variables and mapping parameters. Okay, now I am creating a mapping parameter. Here I am adding a parameter name and giving the name as ID and changing the data type to integer. Here it is not an expression, so it is by default false. Okay, going to the source qualifier properties, variables, mapping variables, SSID. I am changing the type to parameter. Okay. In source qualifier properties, the ID comes under mapping parameters. Mapping parameters ID. Here I am taking a filter condition where application ID is greater than 4. Where application type, application ID is greater than 4. This is ID. Validate an SQL, no errors detected. Okay. Okay. Now I am creating a parameter file for this mapping. I am creating a text file. s_m_test1. Opening the file. Here my folder name is test. And for this mapping I have created a session, that is s_m_test. I am refreshing the mapping, saving it, and dot the workflow name is w_test dot, and the session name is s underscore test, s underscore m underscore test. You can also give the session name separately. S underscore m underscore test, and the parameter value id equal to 4, saving the file. Go to mapping property, session properties. In mapping tab, files, directories and commands. Here parameter file name. In this we have to give the path of this parameter file, this path, by including the file name slash s underscore m underscore test1.txt. Okay, and verify the parameters file name. Here this is s underscore m underscore test1.txt, which we have updated here in mapping tab. Okay, for this id we have given 4 value, means the application id it is greater than 4 will be loaded into the target mapping. The application id is greater than 4, records will be loaded into our target application type table. I am saving the session. Start task. Session succeeded successfully. Go to session log. Here we can see our override value 4 for our mapping variable id. Here from source call file we are getting 2 records, and these 2 records are loaded into our target table. When we look into the source table, we have 6 records, but based on our filter condition id is greater than 4, only we have 2 records. These 2 records are loaded into our target table. These 2 records are loaded into target table, and detected rows are 0. We can also verify the same query in here. Select application type, application id from application type table where application id is greater than 4. This is SQL override query which we have used in source call where transformation. Based on this filter condition, source call where transformation pass the records into further transformation. In this way, we can use Informatica parameters and variables to load the data into the target tables. Thank you.